Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me. Today I've got a gentle feel-good routine for you. This could be used to nudge you into your day, or it could be a nice way to wind down at the end of the evening. The practice begins in hero pose, so get yourself ready and meet me on the mat. Start our practice today in hero pose. So come onto your knees at the back of your mat. We want our feet and knees together underneath us, hands in our laps. We're just finding our center, feeling our breathing here, getting ready for our practice. If it helps you center, you can put your hands in prayer in front of your chest. Breathe into your heart center. Our first move is going to be child's pose, so open up the knees, bring your hands overhead, and on the exhale, forward fold into a child's pose. Really stretch the arms out in front of you, drawing the shoulders back, giving good length through the spine. Nice, even breathing here. When you're ready, come up onto all fours, find your center, and we're going to move into cat-cow. After 4 or 5 rounds, we're going to straighten out the right leg and raise the left arm, coming into a bird dog position. Keep the abs engaged here, solid core, and then we're going to swing the right leg around to the outside, straddle the hands over the leg, and lean back, straightening the right leg, coming into runner's lunge. Now bend that right knee, straighten your left leg, and come into a low lunge position. Now we're going to turn that back foot, lift the left hand off of the mat, looking up to the left fingers. We're in a low lunge twist. Good, return the fingers to the mat. Bring your right foot back, coming into a plank position. And we're going to chaturanga down and come into cobra. Good, exhale, press back to child's pose. We're going to repeat that same routine on the other side. So after a few breaths here, we're going to move ourselves back into all fours and proceed with a couple rounds of cat-cow. Now this time we're going to straighten the left leg and raise the right arm for bird dog on the other side. Dropping the hand back to the mat, swinging the left leg around, straddling that leg with your hands, straighten the left leg, and lean back for runner's lunge on the left. Shift your weight forward, bending the left, straightening the right, coming to low lunge. Drop the heel on your right foot, hand raises, Looking up to our fingertips, twisted lunge. Hand returns to the mat, stepping back one more time into plank. This time we're going to drop down onto our knees, lifting your feet up, chaturanga down, and press up. You're coming to king pigeon pose. Try to reach those toes to the head, and then slide back into child's pose. Good. This time we're going to tuck the toes. We'll press our hips up to down dog. Left toes rise, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, opening the hip and twisting the body into wild thing. Get a good stretch and then twist the body back, returning to three-legged dog. And drop the left leg down, coming back into down dog. Repeat on the other side. Right toes rise, knee bends, coming into wild thing. Nice deep breath here, and then rotate the body back, three-legged dog, and back to down dog. Walk the hands back toward the toes, forward fold, and then you can clasp your hands on opposite elbows and sway side to side. You're in a rag doll here. And we're going to roll to stand. Bring the arms up overhead and lean to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, back to center. Arms come down, cactus, lean back slightly, and then hands come overhead in prayer. Swan dive down, touch the toes. Turn your toes outward and come down into a yoga squat position. Hands in prayer, elbows pressing against the knees to be able to widen those hips, really sinking in to the yoga squat. Try to keep your back straight, tailbone tucked. If this is enough of a stretch for you, you can stay here, or you can come into a half twist, the arms straight, left hand down in front of your left knee, right arm above. And to extend that stretch, you can take the bind, wrapping the hands around the knee and clasping your hands behind your back. Keep looking over your right shoulder. Then you can release, coming back to the yoga squat with hands in prayer, stretching out those knees, using your elbows. And then you can take the twist on the opposite side. Again, arms straight is fine, or you can take the bind by wrapping your right arm underneath your right knee and reaching for your hands to clasp together behind your back. Good, release the twist, come back to your yoga squat, take a deep breath here. And then we're gonna drop down, straightening the legs and walk ourselves out to a down dog. On the next inhale, right toes will rise. And then pass the leg through, coming to pigeon with your right leg forward. Try to bring the chest down toward the knee. Head can rest on your forearms or on your hands. A straight pigeon may be enough of a stretch for you, in which case you can stay here. Otherwise, you can follow me by coming into the bind, taking the left leg, bending the knee, reaching for the elbow, and reaching the hands up overhead. Try to keep your hips as square as possible here. Now I'm going to release that leg, dropping the foot down and opening up my front leg, coming to an S sit. This is a really good one for opening the hips. Now lean back and shift your weight, rotating the hips the opposite direction, coming into an S sit with your right leg behind and your left leg in front. Rotate the hips to face forward, straightening the right leg. You're now in pigeon with your left leg forward. Again, this straight pigeon may be enough for you, but if you'd like to take a deeper stretch, try for the bind on this side. It may be easier to get on this side than it was on the last. So give it a try, bringing your chest up, bending the knee, reaching for the toes, and stretching into that binded twist pigeon. Again, keep your hips as square as possible here. If you can't take the bind, that's okay. Straight pigeon is perfect. Now we're going to swing that back leg around. We're going to stack the knees on top of each other, and we're going to come into cow face pose. This should be a pretty good stretch on those glutes, especially after being in pigeon. To make it deeper, you can lean your forehead down onto your knees. Good. Inhale and come back to a seated position if you've forward folded. Uncross the legs and switch so that now your left leg is on the top. We'll do cow face again. And again, lean forward if you'd like that deeper stretch. Placing your hands on your feet to stabilize those really does help with this stretch. Big inhale as we raise the upper body. Now we're going to place the soles of the feet together, opening the knees, coming to butterfly pose. If you'd like to deepen this stretch, again, forward fold and reach those hands out, walk them out in front of you to really get a deep stretch into those hips, hip flexors, low back. Good. Come back to a full seated position. We're going to take the right leg, tuck it on top of the left for a half lotus here. Get yourself situated so your seat bones are properly on the floor. You can feel them engaged. And now we're going to take our right hand and place it on the mat beside us. Left hand is going to sweep overhead. We're doing a side bend seated pose here. If you want a deeper stretch, drop that right arm down onto the elbow. And then to really open up the chest, rotate your body up, bringing your chest toward the ceiling, facing upward. Beautiful. Exhale and swing the hands around in front of you, sweeping them over to the other side, setting up your seated side bend on the other side of your body. Again, really open that chest by sweeping the arm back a little behind your head, trying to face your chest toward the ceiling, looking up to the sky. Sweep the arms around in front of you one more time, coming back to a center seated position. Hands are going to rest on your knees, and we're going to do a seated cat-cow. After 4 or 5 breaths in the cat-cow pose, we're going to start circling in one direction. Let your breath follow the circling. This is called around the world. Once we've circled 5 times in one direction, then we will slow at the center and take ourselves back in the other direction for 5 circles. Really let this massage your organs, loosen your core, stretch that lower back. It really feels good on the hips. Good. Now we're going to plant our feet on the floor with our knees up. Palms going to face up toward the sky. We're going to lean back for boat pose. You have a few variations here that you'll see me do. You can either leave your feet planted on the floor, or you can have your knees bent, or you can have your legs straight. The idea here is just to engage that core and find some balance in your body. To make it more difficult, lean back, and if you can, straighten the legs. Good. Drop your feet down, laying back all the way onto our backs now. And we're going to put ourselves into bridge pose. So feet together, knees drawn in, and lift those glutes as high as you can. Couple deep breaths here. Then we're going to lower our bums back to the floor. We're going to straighten one leg and lift back up to bridge. Hold as high as you can, keeping a straight line from your knees to your chest. Drop that butt back down, switch sides, straighten the other leg, lift back up to bridge. Hold that pose. Good, release the butt back down, feet on the floor. We're going to draw our knees in toward our chest, then we're going to go to a happy baby. So open up those legs, reach for your feet. You can stay here with a happy baby with our knees bent, or if you'd like a little bit deeper stretch into the hamstrings, straighten those legs and hold on to those toes. Feel free to wiggle and move, let it massage the lower back. Find what feels good here. Good, bring those feet together. Legs are gonna stay up in the air. We're gonna place our hands down on the mat as a support. Flex your toes and your ankles back and forth. Really feel the stretch in the calves and in the shins. Calves and shins. Now, if you like this position, you're welcome to stay here, or you can take the challenge with me coming up onto our shoulder blades and the back of our neck for a candle pose. Use your hands to support your lower back until you find your center. And then if you're able, go ahead and drop your hands down back onto the mat. We're trying to keep our legs in the air. And then we'll start to bend, dropping the feet down behind our head, coming to a plow pose. Again, if you have neck problems or if this is too strenuous for you, it's no problem. Just keep your feet up in the air. We're doing whatever feels good here. If you've taken plow to come out of plow pose, use your hands to support and brace your back, and then bring your feet back up over your head, and then drop them down slowly until your feet touch the floor. And we're gonna straighten out our legs, turn our palms upward. Congratulations, you've done the practice for today. You are in corpse pose. You should stay here for 3 to 5 minutes, more if possible. Really suck in the wonderful experience that you've just had here on your mat. Enjoy the way your body feels. Do a body scan. See how things have changed from when we started our practice. Just follow your breath through the body to do your scan and see how everything feels. You could place a hand on your chest and your stomach to allow for that breathing channel to open right up. Feel it a little easier. If this is the end of your night, you can stay in corpse pose and allow yourself to fall into a restful sleep. If you have to go with the rest of your day, you can come up into a meditative seated position for the last few minutes of your practice. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.